Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't. I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jury.
Right.
I'm Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my captors.
All right, everyone. Today we're diving into one of the wildest sovereign citizen court moments yet. This guy isn't just smug, he's completely unhinged. He seriously claims the police captured him like he's some kind of POW, and then goes full sovereign citizen on the judge. He starts ranting that the court has no authority over him and that he's not subject to the law. Newsflash, that's not how reality works. Sovereign citizens love pretending they can just opt out of the legal system, but it never ends well. What do you think? Is this guy actually aware of how ridiculous he sounds? Or is he just completely delusional? Let me know in the comments and get ready, because this hearing gets heated. Let's check it out. Gordon Cooley in court.
Are you Gordon Cooley? You'll need to unmute your screen, sir.
Yes, I am the man that is that person.
So you're Gordon Cooley?
Yep.
Very well. State appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney. Mr. Cooley, there's been an amended complaint filed on, it looks like April 17th. You're charged with driving while suspended as a second offense for on or about March the 25th of 2024 in Elk County, Kansas. If indeed you have a prior conviction where this would be a second offense, that's a Class A misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, with a second offense for driving while suspended, there's a mandatory 5-day minimum sentence. However, a person can be placed on probation from that, but there is mandatory sentence that would have to be imposed. Do you understand what you're charged with?
No, I don't quite understand those no, I don't.
What's your question in regards to what you're charged with?
Well, I think this is a matter of a mistaken identity. My persons was never involved in anything. I'm carrying my property from point A to point B. There's no vested interest of the state to even stop me. I'm exercising my God-given constitutionally protected rights, and I stated that to the man acting as the police officer. I didn't present him with a license.
You are charged, sir. Hold on. You're charged with driving while suspended, a second offense. That would indicate to me that you've had a first offense.
No.
Have you been in court before on this type of charge?
Nope, not on driving while suspended. No, I have not.
All right. Well, that is what you're charged with. You don't have to agree with it. You can, certainly that is an issue at trial if you feel you have a defense. As with the others that I've explained, you have certain rights. You are charged with a misdemeanor, so you are entitled to be represented by a counsel. And if you wish to apply for court-appointed counsel, if you meet the financial guidelines, I would appoint one to represent you. You also have the right to represent yourself. You also have the right to have counsel of your own choosing at your own expense. So at this time, if you wish to have a trial, if you wish to speak with an attorney counsel, would he qualify under any programs you have since he's charged this as a second offense?
No.
All right. So apparently diversion wouldn't be an option for you. So if you're wishing to have a trial or to speak with an attorney, your plea at this time should be not guilty. If you wish to plead guilty, then we'd proceed to sentencing. But based upon what you're telling me, those would be issues that could be addressed at trial. So at this time, how do you wish to plead?
I don't plan to plea. I guess I'll answer in affirmative if Demers is not acquiesced to quasi-jurisdiction.
Right. If you're not going to enter a formal plea, you're standing mute, and I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Okay, I exercise my right to trial by jury then. I'd like to face the man or the woman that claims I've done them harm or law.
Mr. Cooley, If you wish to have a trial by
I'm
jury,
Gordy. I'm not Mr. Cooley. I'm Gordy. I'm a man. I'm not a person.
all right. Mr. Cooley,
Can I ask you a
Mr.
question,
Cooley.
sir?
You need to be quiet for a moment. I'm going to explain what the situation is.
Gordy has got to be one of the goofiest names I've ever heard, and trust me, it fits the guy perfectly. Now he's claiming identity fraud like the court's just going to go. Oh, okay, case dismissed. He's trying to act like some kind of mastermind, pulling off a slick legal maneuver. But let's be real, he's just digging himself into a deeper hole. Let's talk about the law for a second. Lying in court, also known as perjury, is a serious crime. It's when someone knowingly makes false statements under oath. And yeah, it's a felony. Depending on the state, perjury can land you up to 5 years in prison, plus some pretty hefty fines. Not only that, but it permanently damages your credibility in the legal system. So even if you manage to avoid jail time, your word in court will always be worthless. And yes, it will stay on your criminal record. So while Gordy is out here making wild claims and playing sovereign citizen games, the only thing he's winning is more legal trouble. What do you guys think about Gordy so far? And how do you feel about how the judge is handling him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And now, let's jump back into the madness. You have the right to be represented by counsel.
You have the right to be represented by counsel. You entered a plea, refusing to enter a plea, which is fine. A person can stand mute, and I will set this matter for trial. If you wish to be or have a jury trial, you have the right to do so. However, you need to do that in the proper form. With a misdemeanor offense, you have to file a written motion for that request. Otherwise, it's set before the court. So you would need to do that in a timely way. If you're going to represent yourself, you would have to follow the rules as though you're an attorney. So all of those things would, most people don't have the training to where if they're going to do a jury trial, they're better off being represented by counsel. But that's a choice that you're going to have to make.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Can there be a valid cause of action without an injured party?
Sir, that's not a valid question for what we're doing here today.
I've tried settling this matter in the private twice. If you have any papers in front of you with my signature on them, it's because that is what was required for me to get away from my captors.
Poor Gordy, he's been arrested, and now he's acting like he's the victim. Come on, Gordy, you did the crime, now it's time to do the time. And let's be honest, it's only 5 days. What's wild is how so many sovereign citizens just refuse to take accountability. They always point the finger at everyone else, instead of owning up to what they've done. It honestly makes you wonder, is this where America's heading? People trying to dodge responsibility just because they believe the law somehow doesn't apply to them. It's becoming a real trend. I swear, I see more and more of this every day. It's getting ridiculous. The lack of accountability is off the charts. Is anyone else noticing this? Let me know in the comments if you think this mindset is spreading, or if Gordy is just another one-off case. Alright, let's get back into it. Court date incoming.
I don't understand what a man thinks that he has the authority to take another man and throw them in a box when they have harmed no man or woman, no
Mr.
claim
Cooley,
has been brought
Mr. Cooley,
against them.
You need to be quiet now. We're going to give you a court date, and you can advise me how you're going to proceed at that court date. If you're going to apply for a jury trial, then you'll need to make that application by that time. Otherwise, you'll be set for a bench trial. That's before the court. Sarah, could you give us a date, please?
What sort of time frame would you like, Judge? 30 minutes?
Approximately 30 days, 30 minutes would be fine.
We can do May 15th at 2:30.
At
Judge,
2:30?
I'm out that afternoon. We could do 11:30 if there's nothing else scheduled there.
We put that for a trial and for an hour, didn't we? So
We could, if you only need 30 minutes, we could do the 11 to 12.
well, we said something at 10:30, I believe, or was it the 10 o'clock that was set for trial?
It was the 10:30 to 11:30 that was set.
Okay, let's set this at 11:30 for a pretrial. So, Mr. Cooley, you will need to appear at the courthouse in Howard. And if you're going to file a motion for a jury trial, you need to have done so by that time. If you're going to hire an attorney, you need to do that. If you're going to apply for an attorney, I would suggest that you do that as soon as possible, so that you can have counsel at that time.
Am I going to be able to face the man or the woman that has a claim before me, or are you going to discharge the matter? If there's not a man or a woman here, then this matter needs to be discharged.
Sir, I've heard these arguments before, and those are not legal arguments. Somebody's made these things.
I'm not a member of the legal society.
Sir,
Can we bring the law to the court, please? Can we bring the law to the court?
Mr. Cooley, stop interrupting. At your hearing, if you have motions that you wish to have heard, you can file them in advance. I would strongly recommend you be represented by counsel. But your court appearance is May 15th at 11:30, and you are to be here in person.
I will invoke my common law rights.
It's honestly hilarious how Gordy actually seems to believe he's the victim here. Or maybe he doesn't, who knows? But from the way he's acting, it definitely looks like he thinks the whole legal system is out to get him. Then again, maybe he's just putting on an act to try and stall the case or avoid responsibility. Either way, it's a total mess. And can we talk about how sovereign citizens always argue that the victim needs to be in court for the case to move forward? Like, dude, if you're caught driving without a license, you broke the law. There doesn't need to be a victim for that. It's just basic accountability. These people try to twist the legal system to fit their fantasy narratives. But that's not how it works. Still, I'll admit, even though I think it's idiotic and a huge waste of taxpayer money, I can kind of understand why some people might pull these stunts if they're broke and just trying to delay a fine or court date. It's not right, but it shows how desperation can lead people down some really delusional paths. So what do you guys think? Did Gordy genuinely believe the nonsense he was spouting, or was he just trying to game the system? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video and want more crazy court moments, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.